Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. New morning, new week, new herb. Welcome, lavender. Oh my gosh, you guys. I was like, I should try to warm up my voice before ho. And then I looked at this stack of cards and I was like, you'll get your voice warmed up. By the end of it, oh my goodness, we have so many beautiful cards to go through. And what a welcoming energy. So last week we did yarrow and it was all about protection and I was all about being a bitch. And so like this week, it really does feel good to be like, okay, got that out of our system, right? Me, myself, and I, we done with that? I realized it was a new moon on Friday. And I think like if I could go back in time, I have to put quotes around time now. If we could go back in time, I think a lot of my tantrums probably do actually occur on a new moon. I don't know why those are so dark for me. Haha, moon jokes. But so anyways, I figured that out. Went on, if you listen to the angelic herb episode, you'll have already heard. I had a great Friday afternoon with my locals and bought a turkey spur and then had like a really big like moment with the Arcturians because then they said the word spur. And like sometimes synchronicities, they don't really make sense to anybody but me, but like they're so in my face. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like even for another example, I hung out with my friend and her husband, and some of the key points were like we had chit-chatted Saturday night, then Sunday morning when I was reading A Course in Miracles, it was like the same topics again. And I'm like, isn't it weird how synchronicities find you like that? And I should be pretty used to synchronicities because as a general experience to have them like coming out my ass, you know? But even so, sometimes they impress me and I'm like, okay, this is really getting weird because it's like I speak it and it is, and you know, everything is tied together and integrated. So anyways, that was that. So this week we're going to manifest more serenity, which really goes hand in hand with lavender, of course. But let me tell you about these other lavender cards that I see are mostly upside down because I have the whole pile upside down. I'll just go through and tell you about them, and then we'll chip off each one. But we have the Four of Air from the Herb Crafters Tarot, and that's a pretty cool scene where there's like gardening supplies and you know getting those lavender flowers, and they're really beautiful. So we'll have a tarot card. Then we have, this card is from the Magic, or not Magic of Flowers, it's Flower Magic FM. Flower Magic by Rachel Patterson. She wants to talk about peace. And there is a very peaceful, like, think of the most peaceful hippie girl in your class. It's, you know, from school. She's on this card. You know, just really down to earth, peace. And then the Soulflower deck from Lisa Estabrook wants to talk about restoration. So we'll put these ones up at the top. Those are pretty. Okay, now we'll go, well actually I don't know what order we'll do these in because I'll forget. But now we're looking at a card with an archangel on it. I'm not sure if I can remember which one this is on this little deck. Where is it? The Power of Flowers by Isha Lerner. It's about flower essences. We'll find out. instead of me guessing, although I have a pretty good chance of guessing because, you know, they really just spotlight on 4 of them usually. We'll find out, okay, what archangel that is. The Herbiary book, which I need to get off the shelf if I'm going to tell you what's in it. She has a cute teacup on her lavender card with a message of tough love. And there's a bunny rabbit and a... Is that a tiger? Yeah, a tiger. I was like, tiger, lion. I think that's a tiger. A tiger coming out of the steam. It's like part of the steam of the cup. And the little bunny is just sort of like on the tea saucer. So it's tiny. Either that or it's a ginormous cup of lavender tea. All right, so we'll put that to the right. Then, oh, this one's great. Okay, then we'll go to Tess Whitehurst. Magic of Flowers. Lots of flowers today, y'all. She has this lady's best friend who's swirling in her skirt and with her eyes closed. And I think this has a message of healing through joy. And yeah, she's got her eyes closed and she's just really being so free. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, then we have another lady in our next card, Oracle of the Essences. We'll talk about lavender oil. She has a message of expression and release. Then we'll have a witch's kitchen with sleep. Another essential oil card from Botanic Whispers. She's got a lot of messages. Oh my God, she looks awesome. Like the lavender's coming out of her hair, like her head, but then it also kind of goes down her spine. So she almost looks like a lavender porcupine to me. She's going to talk about serenity and femininity and calm, but also maybe agitation, depression, and discord. So yeah, so will the lavender essential oil with the Oracle of the Essences. They'll both talk about like when we don't get enough of lavender vibes, or you know, when lavender's not in its glory. Also, when lavender is not in its glory, it could have a message of distrust. That's our fairies. We got Nature's Messages from the Nature Fairies. Sadie, wake up. Nature's Messages from the Flower Fairies by Angela Crutchley. Her little flower fairy has a message of distrust. So way to keep it real, fairies. And then we'll end with our dragon butterfly. Maybe, if I can go in these in order again. And it has a message of serenity. And of course, we'll hang out with that one again Wednesday when we manifest more. All right. So anyways, that's the friggin' layout. It looks awesome. Probably snap a picture here real quick so then I can feel free to mess them up. It's a very solid and powerful spread of lavender in front of me. Almost like a 9 square with two cards on the side, but more little space in between them. Lots of different sizes. So much violet. So much violet, of course. As it should be, as we're talking about lavender. And I'm excited just to chill with you, like I started saying, especially with Yarrow last week, agitating the fuck out of me. I love you, Yarrow. I love you, Steven. But yeah, like lavender is a welcomed energy this week. All right, let's settle in, y'all. If you missed last week, the Steven joke, one of the Yarrow dudes looked like he must be named Steven. Absolutely. Anyways, I had a man in my dreams last night. I can remember hugging him, but like, I don't know. It was just a good physical connection. Then there was this other guy that I felt like I had a more mental connection in my dream, but he wasn't the one I was hugging. It was a weird dream. Oh man, the dreams have been almost disturbing at times this weekend. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully lavender will help us rest well this week, sleep good, relax, feel serenity, restoration. Yeah, what a great What a great card to start off with. I don't know, is that what we're starting off with? Well, I am now. Yeah, I told you I told you the order, and now I'm going to completely go against like everything. I think the one I'm most interested in is the little fairy card about distrust. I don't know if I'll personally be reminded or learn anything new about lavender as a botanical, like as a, nerdy way. However, I am really looking forward to like letting the oracle energy of lavender literally infuse my being, because sometimes we do have to have a week of agitation or just sort of like offness, and I'll probably get my period too this week. Like that was also probably a factor of last week. Like I think there is great benefit to noticing the moon and how you react to it and how you sync up with it, Not that it would have prevented me. I don't know. Would it have prevented me from being a sassy ass? I don't know. But maybe it would. Maybe if I can start to like warn myself, like Sadie, in 3 days is usually when you decide to use your podcast as a punching bag, and it really is just the moon and your PMS. Like if you could just keep that in mind. All right, so anyways, Lisa Estabrook did a fantastic art, illustration, drawing, painting of lavender. Like you feel like you're in it. This is our biggest, I think the magic flower magic FM flower magic. It's also pretty big too. It's actually, and it's a real photo. This is our biggest drawing of one, and it almost feels like if we were standing on the ground looking up at the lavender, like if we were little fairies and we kind of were like, you know what, let's go climb that lavender pole, because maybe it seems like, the lavender wands, maybe like we're tiny enough that we can climb them up, and we're just standing looking up at it, kind of thinking, what do we get ourselves into? Let's just stand here and smell this beautiful flower, and the foliage too smells so good, and it's just a fantastic plant. So this card says a message about restoration. Lavender's restorative and purifying energy and aroma calms and uplifts your mind and body. Breathe in, breathe out, no mask. Easing feelings of stress and agitation from your earthly distractions and rejuvenating your soul, so that you can truly feel and radiate inner peace and harmony. So yeah, I tossed in that no mask thing because, I'm just so sad to see people breathing in their exhale again and again and again. That's not the way the body functions at its best, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, that exhale contains your body, a little bit of body poison, and it's supposed to be released and let go. You're not supposed to breathe it right back in. It's like if I ask you to release your feelings of stress and agitation through your breath, please don't suck them back in the next inhale. I really want you to release them. And maybe that's in a symbolic way why a lot of times a lot of the yogic breathing, or there's a pause, like you inhale for 4, you pause for 4, like a 4 square, you exhale for 4, and then you wait 4 seconds before you breathe in again, to just really let that stress go out, that agitation go out. Give yourself a second, bring in some purified fresh air, right? So you can bring in the restorative energy, the uplifting energy, the clean air. Bring in the clean air. So anyways, everyone that I know that is being, quote, forced to wear a mask, although it is their choice, still, but they think they absolutely cannot get out of this job or whatever. They all hate it. Everyone that I talk to hates it. And yeah, of course they do, because they can feel it's not right. They're getting more headaches. They have less energy. I don't know if they're aware that they're creating more acidosis in their body, but they are. It's just, anyways. Also, it sucks not seeing people's smiles, and then from a conspiracy point of view, from a light worker conspiracy perspective, it's like, oh, very interesting that you're covering everyone's happiness, their smile, their light into the world. And I don't know, if you think dark forces want to take over the world, here's a little thought to chew on, because it's like, in what better way than to cover everybody's beautiful smile. So anyways, I'm apparently done with the masks. I never was with the masks, but yeah, I did have to wear them twice. Because I really wanted vodka. And I needed to get in that liquor store, so I put on my bandana and went in and I robbed them. No, okay. All right, Sadie, please. Lavender. All right. So yeah, restorative and purifying energy. That's what we'll be sitting with over the next 14 hours as we go over these cards, and getting rid of feelings of stress and agitation, easing them, letting it go, breath by breath, exhale by exhale. We want to detach and release more and more and more from it. And then, then rejuvenate our soul, by bringing in the lavender vibes. Okay? So radiate inner peace and harmony. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. Can we do it? Can we radiate peace and harmony? Okay, well, that takes us perfectly. Thank you, Soulflower. That takes us perfectly over into our hippie friend from high school. She's got a green scarf, like the shawl, silk, dark green scarf tied around her neck, while her dress plunges down into her cleavage. And she's got big dangly earrings and long flowy hair. You know who I'm talking about, her. And she's happy and peaceful, and she just is who she is. And her name could probably be like Samantha. She's probably a Sam. Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, this is there's another photograph in the Witch's Kitchen and the Botanic Whisper. But yeah, this is a great actual photograph of the lavender flowers. It's not just like one flower, it's a whole little community of flowers on the tip of that wand. And so most of them are buds, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are in bloom that we can see. So yeah, you might just think that's somebody might be like, oh yeah, there's a lavender flower, but it's actually a group of flowers, and there is an actual nerdy name for what that's called. I don't freaking know this early in the morning. I'm trying to get up early. I don't know if it's a good idea though. But anyways, yeah, it's gorgeous, and she wants to talk about peace. All right, so let's talk about peace. We'll take a little break here. Like I wrote I voiced to text feel peace for that last segment, and it wrote field peace, like a field of lavender. Oh my gosh, isn't that a nice idea? Like an entire field of lavender, like Sam's friend Jennifer is spinning in the field of lavender for the magic of flowers. A whole field of it. I think my cousin Erin worked at a lavender farm for a couple summers, and of course, like, she was fucking sick of lavender, like picking it. But for those of us who don't have to break our backs, like leaning over to harvest lavender for 3 months, Yeah, we think that's a great idea. Field of lavender. How about a field of peace? Right? Peace for everyone. So also on my break, I read the Arcturian video for Daniel Scranton. And it ended up being 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, which always cracks me up when that happens. But it was about better. I read it perfectly in my narrator voice. Now my normal human voice is like, it was called Better Timelines and a Better Future for All. And, excuse me. And it was really good because it's talking about how, like, the more we can see reality for everyone, not just for ourselves. Like, okay, yes, you want peace, I want peace, but let's make a timeline or let's envision a reality where everyone has peace, like every single person. There's enough lavender, really, Sadie? There's enough lavender in this field of peace for everyone to be bestowed with this serenity. So anyways, that's what it was talking about, basically, that make sure that, like, when we're thinking about what type of world we want, we're including everyone. We're including everyone to be creators in their life. And we're envisioning everyone as doing well. And we're envisioning everyone, as part of the ascension process, not just for those who are awake, right? But let's wake up all our brothers and sisters and include everybody. So I loved it because it was like, make sure that you're reaching out to their higher selves. I think that's kind of what it said. You want to be reaching out to the higher selves of all your fellow humans, especially those who are in your inner circle of your friends and family. So I'll just use myself as an example. Because it said you want to let everyone know that you see them as their higher selves and as creator beings, because that is what they are. You are there to empower others. You are there to influence and to help every single human in the collective. That's what you signed up for. That's why you're awake. And yeah, that's why we're getting more of these timelines, that maybe we can actually do this, y'all. But anyways, so I was acting nasty Friday. That would have been a good point for, you to just be like, hey, Sadie's superhuman today. But, then you reach out energetically to my higher self, and send that part, like, hey, she's peeling off more layers of her, shadow or whatever, send her love. Or you could, with me, you could just been like, yo, bitch, don't you fucking forget, you are, you have a higher self. You're being so ridiculously human right now. And I'd be like, oh, you're so right. Let's go have a beer. I did have wine this weekend, and it kind of disrupted my sleep, like it always does. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I've had my sleep disrupted a couple nights in a row. Although I slept really hard last night, I still woke up who knows what friggin' time it was to hear the dog chewing on something, and I knew it sounded like plastic or something it should not have. So then I hollered at Aiden, and here it was, the peanut butter jar. He gives it to them to start to lick. Well, she starts to eat the plastic at some point because it tastes like peanut butter. And anyways, that woke me up. And sometimes as a mom, every time you hear a kid sneeze or cough, that wakes you up. You're like, are you okay? All right, yes, they're fine. Leave them alone. Let's talk about peace. Look for that elusive inner peace, for calm and relaxation to increase. Let go of anger and all that is bad. Find your inner happiness. Be glad. Feel joy. Sense freedom. Embrace light. Against turmoil and rage, you need not fight. So yeah, you guys, we don't need to fight. We just need to embrace the light, right? It's all about the light. Reading A Course in Miracles, it's all about the light. It really is. And embracing that. That's what we truly want to be seeing. So here's Lavender's message from Flower Magic. Do you need a little bit of rest and relaxation? Close your eyes, even just for a minute, and envision fields of beautiful lavender flowers swaying gently in the breeze. Keep a check on your temper and find an outlet for your anger, for any anger. Holding anger internally will just eat you up from the inside out. So find a safe escape route for it. Yeah, I'm totally in agreement. Like, you might as well just drink poison if you're going to continually hold anger in your body, resentment, hatred, jealousy, any of the bad vibes. It eats you up from the inside out. So I have a punching bag in my garage. If it really got bad, or I wanted to do a good workout, I have access to that. Sometimes just dancing, or I don't know, man. How else can you get rid of your anger if you're feeling it? Make sure you have an outlet for it. Make sure you have an exhale for it. You want to release it, and then you don't want it to be able to get back in. Sort of like one of those fruit fly traps. You in reverse, I guess. But it's like you can get out the door, but you can't get back in. So you want to let out your anger, but you don't want to keep letting it in. So exhale, exit, release, and then let it escape you. Happiness is something that probably everyone is seeking. And one of the ways to the path of happiness is peace. So yeah, a field of peace, a field of lavender. Inner peace, that deep inner peace that gives you an all-over calm and joyful feeling. Oh, so just sit into it. I mean, I know we have like a shit ton of cards, and my ego mind's like, hurry up. But then it's like, listen, the whole point is for us to not hurry up sometimes. The whole point of us is just to sit and close our eyes, even just for a minute. Mine are closed right now. Dead air, who cares, right? It's like you go within. You don't rush through that inhale. You don't shorten your breath for anyone or anything in that moment. I notice that sometimes, like when I first started the herbal tarot at Herbal Marie, and we do the affirmations at the end, like I was thinking like I needed to not drag it out, the 3 affirmations at the end. But then I realized like, fuck this, like I'm here to breathe too, So I really go ahead and have myself a good breath, because, it's not just for show. You really do want to literally, genuinely feel peace. So give yourself the gift of breath. Now, Rachel goes on to say, peace is incredibly hard to hold all of the time, but for those moments when you hit the pure happiness button, it is perfect. We make our own happiness, so decide what you want and how to get it and go for it. Just try to hang on to that inner bubble of peace. So yeah, decide what makes you happy, or decide just to feel happiness. Like you're like, I'm not even sure what makes me happy, but I'm just going to put my mind and decide to be happy. There is no making. I'm just going to be. I'm just going to be happy. Because once you get over all the illusions and distractions of the world, you're like, I'm not sure what makes me happy, but I'm just going to be happy. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and be peaceful and be happy and yeah, just calm. Just sit here and breathe. That's all I need to do right now. So if you did get your hands on some lavender flowers, you could make a sleep pillow, a lavender pillow to get a restful night's sleep. You can also work with lavender workings with that intent and will to bring tranquility. So like you could just smell lavender and with your intent and your will bring in the frequency of tranquility. And let lavender be an herbal representation of your intentions to be calm and peaceful. So you can have a couple dried lavender wands or a picture of lavender artwork, or put some oil in the diffuser or in your perfume. And when you pick up on that essence of lavender, it's like, yeah, I've put my intentions into this to be peaceful, to be tranquil, to feel good, to feel happy. You could put some lavender buds in your bath water. You could hang a bunch of lavender over your threshold to bring peace to your home and to keep out negative energy. So yeah, we get the negativity out and it can't get back in. Lavender can be worn to protect against emotional abuse, to banish negative words, and to give inner strength. So there's a lot of beautiful attributes. It's not just like, ooh, good night's sleep, snore, snore, snore. No, like lavender is actually a very strong essential oil and a very powerful essence. Like really, it's a strong essential oil. Like it's not just like floral and like it's very powerful. Don't get it in your eye. But to banish negative words, to give inner strength, to protect against emotional abuse, let lavender not only calm you down, but fuel you and help you get out of those situations. So the original name, or the name originates from the Latin word lavare, which means to wash. It's one of the original ingredients in the Four Thieves vinegar. Okay, so talk about powerful. Originally used as a remedy for the Black Death and currently used in the practice of hoodoo. Cleopatra used its heady scent to seduce Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Some say that the wasp that killed her was hidden in one of her lavender bushes. Yeah, that's got to be wasp. They forgot to put the W in this book, and I'm going to add a W right now. Because I don't think there's anything that's an osp. It was a wasp. All right, so whoopsie daisy. Got killed by a wasp. That sucks. How big was that guy? All right, so anyways, that's lavender. Looking for that elusive inner peace, for calm and relaxation to increase. We want to let go of anger and all that is bad. We want to find inner happiness and be glad. Feel joy, sense freedom, embrace light. Embrace the light. Against turmoil and rage, you need not fight. Yeah, because it's like you don't go into a dark room and try to fight the darkness. Or get out of here, darkness. No, you just flip on the switch and shine light. And that's how you get the dark room to disappear, just by bringing in the light. So yeah, we don't need to fight against anything. All we need to do is shine our light. So we've got the Four of Air next with the Herb Crafter's Tarot. This is the gardening scene. There's a tall lavender plant that grows at the edge of a garden. It's at the height of summer and the intoxicating fragrance fills the air. There's a basket, like a flat scoopy basket. It's partially filled with the lavender flowers. she has gathered, and her shoes are there, her gloves are there. They've been removed. They're just laying there. There's a tool that sits unused on the earth. And I guess somewhere there's a small snail that inches by, and the bees buzz. So we know from, what was that? Oh, our angelic herbs, which I need to post on the angelic herb Instagram page. I never updated that. Anyways, we got the snail. I was like, when did we get the snail? Yeah, we got it with our Archangel podcast, and the snail was connected to Buddha. And I had never realized that part of the story of Buddha, that as he was sitting there and literally getting blasted with the light of enlightenment, like his third eye was blazing, the snails climbed up on his head to protect him from the heat of the light of enlightenment. And I was like, oh my God, is that why the Buddha statues always have those little snail shells on his head? I didn't ever even realize those were snail shells. Like, I was just like, that's an interesting hat. You know, like, I didn't really think of it. But anyways, so we got a little history, a little, oh my gosh, now I'll never look at another Buddha statue the same way again. But anyways, a little snail inches by, and there's bees buzzing because the pollinators love lavender. So this 4 of air, though, let's talk about it. It's got a few messages that you might want to withdraw behind borders. Withdraw behind borders. Calm the mind and body, and pause to cherish the present moment. So yeah, it's like sometimes you don't make good decisions if you're too hasty or in a rush. Like, that's why I'm like, listen, if I'm going to inhale, I'm going to really take a good breath here. Everyone can just wait. And then, yeah, if I'm going to exhale, I'm letting go of all of it. I don't want none of this back in my lungs. The whole point of an exhale is to release and let go and get the fuck away from me. Like, I don't inhale my own bullshit after I finally got it out of me. So it's like we really have to take time to pause and calm the body and calm the mind and cherish the present moment. And yep, sometimes you do have to withdraw behind a little bit of a border in order to do that. So the 4 of air, lavender, says, contemplation precedes action. Build a foundation for deeper understanding. Create space for rest and pull away from the outside world. So lavender is a popular border plant. The strong scent keeps unwanted animals from entering the garden, and the woody stems keep other plants from encroaching. Put up strong boundaries and retreat behind them. Commitment to self-care eases conflict in other areas of your life. So yeah, lavender clears the air, relieves tension. And that's what the 4 of air wants us to do. Let your emotions settle and let your mind relax. Take a break from gathering thoughts and ideas. Take a break. You have already learned so much. Allow, 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 allow. Allow what you have studied to sink into your bones. So yeah, it's like if you hang out with me at Herbal Marie, our brains should have actually exploded by now. Just from the amount of information that's in those podcasts. And it's like, and even here, like we get messages on messages on messages. Here's another message. Here's a message sandwich. Or drink these messages, breathe these messages. Like, you know, it's like at some point I know I personally have to be like, all right, no cards are being pulled today. No, I need to integrate. I need all of these messages to sink in to my bones, right? Not one more damn message today, Spirit. Like I have to absorb all this. And so it's like you have to sort of gauge for yourself when it's time to take a break. And that's what I mean sometimes when I say it's okay if you can't keep up with me, because I've acclimated to breathing in messages all day, every day, and most people can't keep up. I'm not like being arrogant or saying, I'm just saying I'm too much for people because when I'm done here, I'm going to go do something else. I am going to go do more messages somewhere else. I am going to do something nerdy with Herbal Marie, but I have to know my personal limit. Like, okay, time to take a break, because we need to let all that sink in. Need to clear the mind. Quit gathering ideas. Sometimes you just have to pause. And sometimes you have to know when to retreat behind your little lavender border just for some self-care. And that's funny because, I decided to do a quickie, literally a 1 to 2 minute quickie podcast on Saturdays at Herbal Marie called Self-Care or Saturday Self-Care or some shit. I don't know. It's like Saturday Self-Care. Obviously a spin-off of that popular song. And then just something quick to remind people to take care of themselves, because it's like you don't always need to tune in for a long podcast or a podcast with too many ideas. Like, let's keep it simple one day a week, and you just go chill out and take care of yourself. That's all you need to do today. That's it. So even with the Four of Air, she says to keep lavender oil with you, right? Sniff, smell for instant calm, right? Or you can make a palm tent and slowly breathe in and out. That's like 1 drop of oil in your palms. You rub it together and you put it over your face, and you'll probably choke on it because you breathed in too hard. That's a palm tent. You could make a lavender wand and use it to create boundaries from unwanted energies, or just it might be very relaxing to work with lavender. I've been saying for like 2 months now that I'd like to order some lavender flowers to go with my mugwort leaves and make little pillows. That would just be a calming craft to do. And then I could make a teeny little one and carry it in my pocket, a lavender sachet like our grandmothers did, and inhale the scent all day long. Because it's like, at what point do you think that you should not make an attempt to keep inviting peace into your life? Like, you might as well have it like like the flower magic said, it might be difficult to hold on to peace all the time. But if you keep offering it to yourself again and again and again, then peace will become more your natural nature. It's like, just like power, peace, both of them want to be inside of you, but you need to give it a place to live. So you need to give peace a place to reside in you. And the more you invite it in, the more cozy and comfy it gets inside of you. And then the more that just becomes your go-to. Yeah. So yeah, this will definitely, but by the end of it, be a good podcast to chill out to and maybe even fall asleep to. Especially if I keep on getting more peaceful and falling deeper and deeper and deeper into that peace. Our little dragon butterfly asks us the question, how can I approach my day with calmness and serenity? So yeah, I think it's a good idea to, make, like we said, get ourselves surrounded with lavender. Although sometimes too much lavender might make you a little give you a uppity feeling. So you'll have to use your judgment on that. But this little dragon butterfly, the Provencal fritillary, I'm just totally making words up now, says to use a 5-minute mindfulness exercise to clear our headspace. So yeah, emptying out your headspace. Like the Four of Air said, you do a little mindful exercise. I don't know, a lot of people love to do a crossword or not a crossword, a word search. They're just looking for letters, or something like that. I don't know what else would be included in a mindfulness exercise. But anyways, the whole point of this Serenity card, and we'll talk more about this card Wednesday, is to approach situations with a ready and open mind. So that's the whole point of dumping out everything in your mind regularly, is that now you can approach situations calm, peaceful, and open. It'll also help you get a better night's rest when you can do this. So yeah, there's no reason for us to make more stress for ourselves. So take a deep breath and relax. All right, so I'm going to come back to this book Wednesday. Dude, we'll see you Wednesday. But Dragon Butterfly can totally hang out here. It got shorted, but that's okay because you're coming back Wednesday, aren't you? It's hard to only once you get hooked on Ho, you keep coming back. I mean, I got the numbers to prove that. And thanks for everybody who's been reaching out lately with their good words and wondering how they can to donate and support and just their humor too, like just their humor. I love everybody. I really am getting into a better space, and it's like, yeah, sometimes it does seem like I take a step back, but as long as I keep taking a couple more steps forward, it's progress, honey. It is progress. So the Lavender in The Magic of Flowers by Tess Whitehurst, I love this deck. I love this. I love them all, okay? But I love this deck. And it has a message to heal through joy. And just let that sink in for a minute. Heal through joy. So it's like on our healing journey, we do our shadow work, we do this, we feel our feelings. It's like, what's really gonna accelerate that healing? Joy. Yeah, baby. Heal through joy. So you can use lavender in a lot of different magical ways. Here's a few of them. Clarity, cleansing, divine alignment, healing, joy, protection, relaxation, stress relief, relationship healing, releasing guilt and shame, releasing pain associated with unrequited love. So I need to take a lavender bath. No, I really have released so much this weekend, really, because my unrequited love, was in town, and it was good to hang out with him just as a friend, and really feel myself not wanting anything more. So I think I have fully detached and released from that happiness. And it only took 8 months. Good job, Sade. This is why I will not let myself get distracted again in 2020. Only in my dreams at night, because it's like it really took me forever to process a lot of things I needed to process. So it's like, I'm not condemning it or anything, because it wasn't just from him. I used him to help process things from the past 14 years. And that's why it took 8 months. It wasn't just him. I had to process a lot of pain from my ex-husband, and I couldn't do it while I was thinking about my ex-husband. So I had to use another decoy to allow that pain to be broken open and then dissolved and released, And so I've released it. I don't want to inhale it back in, right? I want to let it go. And so lavender helps release all the stuff that we want to let go. Pain, guilt, shame. It really wants us to let that go. But the overall message with this beautiful card, Jennifer, who's spinning in the field of lavender, the overall message is to heal yourself or your current situation through joy. Through joy, we will heal. And while happiness comes and goes, joy is your natural state. So, that's why sometimes it's like when you're not joyful, that really bugs you, because it's like you're like, I should be joyful. Like, I know I'm supposed to feel better than this. When you are aligned with your true infinite state and your connection with all that is, with source, okay, with all that is, that infinite energy, when you're aligned with that, no matter what emotions may arise within you, joy underlies it all. Yeah, so joy is an expansive openness that recognizes that all feelings, all experiences can be beautiful as long as they are flowing and completely felt. Now, of course, everyone's going to get triggered by that because it's like, well, my loved one dying, that really wasn't something that I wanted to feel completely and see as beautiful. So I know, like, it's like when they say that, it's like, oh, it's hard for us as our human self to be like, oh, and joy underlies this? Really? Right? So I know we all have those experiences. But when we hang on to those experiences or suppress the full experience of them out of fear or an unwillingness to go deep, that is when the discomfort appears. Not when we simply feel our feelings fully, let them go, and then bravely open up to the next beautiful lesson and experiences that lie along our path. So yeah, like even with these we won't go so drastic into grief, but let's just use me as an example. When these sons of bitches broke my heart and I felt such, I don't know, man, I think it just triggered like a codependency thing, or I don't know, but it was hard to breathe, and I felt so anxious, and like I couldn't breathe, and like my chest, it was like I was trying to breathe mud, right? That's what it felt like. Like I was like, oh my God, is this gonna kill me? Like this anxiety, can you die from an anxiety attack? It was like, no, you're not gonna die, just fucking feel it, right? And that's actually what helped me the most, feeling it so intensely to the point where I was like, this is awful. But it was in that it was like finally released me. So anyways, so imagine like this lady in the picture, Jennifer, and her twirly skirt, and she's just vibing. She's vibing good. Imagine like this woman in the picture that you are also standing. Just like her, you're standing in a field of fragrant, blossoming lavender. Okay, you're in the field of peace now. So yeah, notice the blossoms glowing in the sunlight. Hear the bees buzzing and gently swaying in a light wind, right? Feel these compassionate, wise beings caressing you with their pure and healing vibration. So start to see plants as beings, compassionate beings, the spirit of lavender, the consciousness of lavender, the frequency, energy of lavender. That's why I say I love her. because I see her as a compassionate being who can help us heal, who can put that vibration of lavender all through our energy field. So feel and know that this vibration, this lavender vibration, is moving throughout your energy field and the entire pattern of your life, creating positive shifts within you and in the fabric of your reality. So just like the Arcturian said today, let's make a lavender timeline. Okay, allow this to happen. Allow this peace. See it enveloping you, this lavender energy. See it flowing, snaking through every part of the fabric of your life, and then emanating outward around you to all your friends and family and loved ones. Have this field of peace grow into your community. And let's see the field of lavender sprout up and wrap the entire world in its love and peaceful light. Allow this to happen and see a lavender timeline available to everyone. Like this feeling is available to you, as it is available to everyone. The potential for peace lies in the heart of every human being. That is why world peace is indeed possible, because the potential is there. And not only is it there, but joy is the essence that lies at the heart of everyone. So it's like if people would just be allowed and allow themselves to tap into that, a really beautiful energy could happen, will happen. This beautiful energy will happen. And so it's like, just like I said, I had to let myself cry. And that's what she's saying here. If you haven't had a good cry for a while, maybe it's time to let yourself do that, whether it's through a movie that is going to make you bawl. I mean, I'd probably jump into the music option, listen to that song or that playlist to really just let the tears flow, because the tears are actually a release. It is an actual physical release. But when you allow them to flow, you are making movement. You are letting go. It's not just symbolic. Like, it's good to actually cry. Maybe a poetry, Rumi poetry always makes me cry. If you went ahead and got the Rumi deck, like I told you to get, that stuff always makes me cry. Or just allow yourself. Just let yourself bawl, even if it's for 30 seconds. Like, really. Just do it. Why do we want to do it? Because it's going to open up our heart chakra. So we release the negativity through our tears, through our exhale, and then we allow our hearts to open, our heart chakras to become more open, and remind us of the heartbreaking beauty that drenches our perception when we are open to joy. So our lavender magic of flowers says, open your heart and let yourself feel love for your friends, for your family, for your animals, for your animal companions, and for any loved ones who are no longer present in the physical plane. Allow yourself to feel love for them. Allow yourself to feel love for people you don't know, for people you just see. Everyone. Allow yourself to feel as much love as you can. Open yourself to beauty. Open yourself to joy. Surrender to it and let it heal you on every level. So heal through joy. That is the ultimate message of lavender on this beautiful card. And Tess has amazing suggestions for you to do just that. Okay? first, do whatever you need to do to unstick your emotions and feel your feelings fully. So sometimes you got to get that alone time, drive somewhere to a park, kind of quiet place, park, cry. Just sit there and fucking bawl and feel better. Okay? Then maybe take a walk and connect with the beauty that's all around you, right? Take one of your face wipes. Dollar Tree has some good ones right now. and wipe your face off, take a walk, let yourself be like just so purified from the cry, from the fresh air, from the beauty in nature. Express your feelings, all right? Do something that brings joy to your heart. Here's some other ways to heal with joy. Infuse your everyday actions and experiences with joy. So invite joy. Give joy a place to live inside of you. So as you release the things that had been living inside of you, anger, resentment, jealousy, whatever bullshit you were letting them be a tenant inside of you. You were giving that stuff a place to live. So now instead you're going to have new tenants move in to you. You're going to give peace a place to live. You're going to give power a place to live. We're going to do that all next year. You're going to give joy a place to live. And the biggest, most deluxe apartment inside of you, love. You're going to give love a place to live. So listen to music that makes you feel joy, that gets your feelings going, that gets you peaceful, that gets you positive. Maybe get some art going on. Remind yourself of the miracle of life and the miracle that you are. Cultivate wonderment. Cultivate wonderment. So keep on planting the seeds inside of you of joy, love, peace, wonderment, tranquility, serenity, right? You've got to cultivate your inner garden a little bit better than we all have done the past couple years. So I get it. Mine got so weedy and overgrown and scary. And so now we're in there cultivating wonderment. And we will shift our motivation from self-punishment to joy. We're going to stop being so hard on ourselves. We're going to shift from all that self-punishment bullshit into more joy and change our life focus to joy. So it's like joy, 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 joy. Repeat it, say it out loud, write the word on paper. Joy, love, peace. Joy, love, peace. Like, yeah, you've got a whole notebook with just the words joy, love, and peace written psychotically one after another, but maybe that was what you needed to do to get yourself reset. She also suggests to rearrange your life to accommodate joy. Just do every little thing you can or whatever you need to do. And yeah, definitely take a warm bath with a little sea salt and essential oil of lavender. Oh my gosh, I haven't even thought one bit about lavender affirmations. Oh man, lavender, you're a beautiful doozy. All right, so we've been talking mostly about the plant, dried lavender, lavender essential oil. This next card, we're talking about a flower essence. Lavender flower essence. So, lavender. We know that the Latin word that it came from means to wash, lavare. I think I'm saying it right, lavare. To wash. Why? Because the pure, clean aroma of the lavender blossom literally washes one's energetic field, lending an aura of innocence and purity to all it touches. So it is a very clean smell. I like it in my deodorant. Actually, I just use it as a deodorant. Not so much anymore because my armpits got a little sensitive. Like, probably not supposed to be putting it directly on your pits, but I did for like years and years and years. But lately I've actually just been using like Thai crystal salt spray, which you could just use salt water That's all that is, I think. And but I love a little lavender in the pits, absolutely. All right, but anyways, as a flower remedy, a flower essence, lavender soothes and heals a shattered nervous system, overly burdened by the stress and demands of a high energy life. So if someone's literally frazzle dazzled by their stressful go life, the nervous system can really benefit from a flower essence made with lavender flowers. It's very beautiful. Actually, lavender is native to Persia and southern France. And yeah, it can survive where few other plants can. So like on a rocky, barren soil at altitudes as high as 6,000 feet, you'll find lavender growing. Intense heat cannot harm it, neither the bitter cold. Like, it's been really resilient. And its brilliant bluish purple blossoms, nestled among linear blue-green leaves, become tubular at the end of the stem. And both the leaves and the flowers are fragrant. So this was the card with the archangel. Did you want to take a guess which archangel it was now that we've been like healing? It's Archangel Raphael, whose name literally means God heals or God has healed. And Archangel Raphael protects and overlights the nature kingdom, his healing presence extending outward to envelop all earthly beings, including plants, trees, animals, insects, rocks, and minerals, as well as humanity. So I was talking to somebody over the weekend, and they're like, oh, you like rocks? Like, what do you mean you like rocks? And I was like, yeah, I love rocks. Well, I mean, as an herbalist, you love plants, and after you start falling in love with plants, it's really just a hop, skip, and a jump over to the mineral kingdom. It's actually very easy to love a rock, So yeah, like send love and healing to every kingdom of Mother Nature here on planet Earth. And our archangel here, Raphael, he is clothed in all shades of lavender. He is really decked out, and he carries a golden vial of lavender oil and a spear, symbolizing the stem of the lavender plant. So yeah, right now, and he's in the center of this spread. He looks fantastic. And right now he's saying you are under the protection of Archangel Raphael. So, we thought we were done with our protective vibes from Yarrow last week, but here, Lavender, she's just here to keep on that, maintaining that beautiful space within us. And a little different of an approach, but still nonetheless, protection. And Archangel Raphael says, your mental anguish and cumbersome worries are washed clean. Earthly burdens are lifted and vision is purified. Raphael drapes his violet blue wings around you, reminding you that you are never alone on your healing journey. So please invite Archangel Raphael to work within your energy field. Give him permission to be with you. And here is your lavender blessing. In blessed purity, lavender heals. I am protected by your immunity. Your elixir of love protects the earth, offering a salve of peace and mirth. So yeah, that takes us back to our vision of just letting this lavender timeline grow all over the planet, right? So lavender energy swirling, maybe lavender steam like I'm seeing in this little teacup on our next card. But yeah, let's see the earth just really coming into its protection, its purification, its awakening, its reminder and remembering of who it is. So let that be how we reach out to the higher selves of every human being. Allow yourself to awaken inside of you, even if it's just a little bit, like a little bit of waking up, understanding that, you know what, there is a little bit of joy and peace and love inside of me, and I want to give it a space to become more inside of me. Now, before we do all that, though, we should check out the message of our next two cards, which may remind us that, you know what, we want to wish awakening on everybody. It might not be completely easy peasy, because people who haven't been doing their inner work, it might feel like a slap in the face when they get the wake-up call, because they had not been feeling their feelings. They had not been bringing in healing energy. They didn't realize how damaged and wounded they were. So our next two cards, the first one by Maya Toll is going to talk about tough love. And then our Lavender Fairy is going to talk about distrust. So we'll do those kind of like ones where we might have to talk about a few things. And then we'll wrap it up with some essential oils, and we will finish with sleep. So hang in there if you're not asleep already. If you're not asleep already, we'll all fall asleep at the end together, now that we've really just allowed ourselves to get into this very calm and peaceful state of serenity. All right, so in this book, The Illustrated Herbiary, the full color, full page picture of this artwork, I mean, it's cool on the little card. I just have the little Cracker Jack box cards that came with the book, but I think since she's published it, I think you can actually order bigger, more oracle size cards. But these are pretty cute. I've learned to like them with their jaggedy perforated edges. They just came with the book. Anyways, in the book though, man, you really get to see all the details that the illustrator Kate O'Hara put into this, and it's cute. We got a little hare, a little rabbit on the side of this teacup that's steaming with this lavender tea, and in the violet smoky swirls of steam is the face of a tiger. And it does have a message of tough love, Lavandula augustifolia. People think lavender is soft, useful for shaping quiet space and calming rowdy children, but beneath her powdery scent is a hint of menthol. Smell it? That bite at the back of your palate. And if you did the nose tent or palm tent, you know, and I was jokingly saying, and then you'll choke because you inhaled too much. Yeah, because there is quite a kick of menthol in lavender. So Maya says, while lavender appears to be the down-to-earth and gracious grandmother who will soothe your soul and sing you to sleep, you're living in a rare and blessed life if that's all you ever need from her. If circumstances should change, call on lavender. She handles emergencies with military precision, keeping a cool head and a stout heart. She'd make a fine spy, field nurse, or leader of the resistance, cloaking her steely strength under a sloppy gray bun and the familiar scent of summer. When lavender appears, it's time to ground yourself and dig into the task at hand. And so, yeah, a lot of the things that I use lavender for in my life actually are more like zits, boo-boos, stink, you know. It's like she is a tough cookie for sure, very powerful. And the joke in the house is like, if like my son ever has like anything going on, a lot of times I'm just like, well, put some lavender on it. Or like, what's this? Is this a bug bite? Put some lavender on it. I don't know if it's a bug bite or a zit or what. Just put some lavender on it. Headache, put some lavender on it. Shitty life, put some lavender on it. So Maya has a ritual and a reflection for each of the herbs in the illustrated herbiary. And for the ritual, for lavender, she has a foot bath, foot bathing. And then the reflection is, do you cool or inflame? Do you cool or inflame? So that'll be interesting. So yeah, a nice foot bath. I love to soak my feet. I mean, sometimes you just have to, right? It's time to cut the claws. You got to trim the toenails. So you got to soak them, saw off some of the calluses, and you just warm up and it feels good. And then you put lotion on and you literally feel like you have different feet. After you cut your claws and soften them up and put lotion on and put socks on, you're like, I should do this more often. Isn't that like what you think every time you finally do that? I should do this more often. Why do I wait till it gets so bad? Because that's us being humans. We like constantly just wait till shit gets out of hand and then we do it. But foot baths are more than mere luxury. They actually open the blood vessels, helping to keep things flowing, both literally and metaphorically. So yeah, it is a treat, and you should treat yourself to a warm foot bath with some lavender flowers or a little couple drops of lavender essential oil. And a warm scented foot bath evokes lavender's nurturing side. But like lavender's also good, for athlete's foot and toenail fungus and smell, keep your feet smelling good. So it's I think it's the best of both worlds. Now, here's an idea for your ritual. If you want to experience her true might, set up both a warm foot bath and a cold one side by side. Alternate your feet between the two. So put your feet in the warm foot bath for 60 seconds and then put your feet in the cold for 10 seconds, and then repeat. So it's like a minute warm, 10 seconds cold, and repeat. This alternation causes your blood vessels to contract and expand, and it's an excellent healing remedy. And then it also illustrates lavender at her finest, healing even when it doesn't feel quite like pampering. So 10 seconds, I mean, like you could really go cold and put some ice cubes in that cold one. And just 10 seconds to constrict and contract, and then put it back in the warm to expand. And that will really kind of get your body's attention, So that's your ritual for foot bathing with lavender. Let me know if you do it. Let Maya Toll know if you do it. She's on Instagram. Now, remember the saying, water and oil don't mix? She has a little tip here. To keep lavender or any other essential oil from floating on the surface of your bath water or your foot bath, you mix it with mineral or sea salt. So just 3 to 5 drops of oil in a quarter cup of mineral or sea salt is enough for a foot bath. Mash it around with a fork or in a mortar and pestle, and then add the mixture to the bath water. So yeah, if you don't just want the oil at your ankles, put a little salt in it. Mix your oil with the salt, either sea salt, mineral salt. Mix it together first, kind of let the oil soak into that salt a minute, and then even mash it with a mortar and pestle so that it dissolves quickly and easily into the water, and then add the mixture to the bath water or your foot water. All right, so let's talk about cooling or inflaming. So yeah, life happens, man. It's like we still got life to handle. We still got life to deal with. And how do you handle the ups and downs of daily life? So now Lavender wants to ask you, Are you cool-headed and empathetic as you handle the ups and downs of daily life, or do your own emotions rise up, keeping you from helping yourself or others? So do you cool or inflame? And this is a great reminder, especially this time of year with like politics in the air. And it's like, are you going to cool the situation? Are you going to inflame it? You know, as people are encouraged to be disagreeable and separate and combative, right? Politics do that. And it is deeply ingrained in us, you know, to side with your side. And, you know, it's going to be a challenge for everybody to be empathetic and sort of like start to see the similarity in all human beings. The Arcturians the other day was saying this is why it's so important to feel your feelings and know that you are a feeling being, and every other single human being is also a feeling being. So it's really not even what's in our headspace. And they were just completely saying, listen, why do you identify yourself with these temporary situations? Or like your political affiliation, that is a temporary egoic way to define yourself. You know, it's much more of who you truly are to feel your feelings and see yourself as a feeling being. Like that's who you really are. It's just your egoic mind that's like, I'm a Republican, I'm a Libertarian, I'm a Democrat, I'm an idiot. Like, wouldn't that be progress if like finally people just admitted that politics turned everybody into idiots? All right, well, I don't think we're there yet. But anyways, let's just even take it down to your normal life. Things happen. Are you cool-headed, or do you let your emotions rise up to the point where you are a fiery fucking mess and you can't even help anyone, let alone yourself? You can't see clearly. Your head's super cluttered. You know, so it's just saying, hey, how are you reacting? How are you handling the ups and downs? Do you step in or walk away? Do you thrive on drama, inflaming situations simply to watch them burn? I mean, really, admit it to yourself if you're just like bored with life and you love the drama and watching it burn. Oh, I'm just going to sit here and watch her make a fool of herself, right? So you even egg her on a little bit. I mean, I get it. But it's like, hey, how is that now affecting your inner peace, your serenity? Can you sleep at night? You don't really want to be in a state of agitation and discord, because that is not healthy. That is not healing. That's not helping you or anyone else. So Lavender says, hey, I approach every emergency with the same question. Lavender says, what can I do to create calm on every level? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. What can I do to help? So that's what Lavender does. And you can really try to be Lavender a little bit more in your situations and be like, okay, how can I bring the energy of Lavender here? How can I create calm physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? I don't want to add to this. I don't want to inflame this situation. How can I actually help? How can I actually make this better? Ooh, so good reflective question. Do you cool the situation or do you inflame it? Like, did it get better because you stepped in, or did you just make it worse? Yep. Lavender's asking, giving you that tough love, because it's like, yeah, if you just are there to fuel the fire and just get everybody even more pissed off, you're not really helping, honey. You're not really helping. All right, so our little fairy wants to talk about distrust. And so you know how like a lot of these cards was saying like make a border of lavender, right? It's a good hedge plant. The fairies pull back the lavender for the unseen to be seen. This card tells us of long ago when the lavender grew in countries with hotter climates. For lavender was said to be the dwelling place of the asp. There is something called an asp that killed, you know how I was like, this can't be, this has to be wasp. This has got to be a misprint, right? Hold on, let me keep reading and then I'll go back and cross out my W. The dwelling place of the asp. What the fuck is an asp? Hence the need for caution when approaching this sweet, fragranced plant. This gives the explanation why the Victorians depicted lavender as distrust. Was it witch's kitchen? No, it was flower magic. So Cleopatra, it says it was the asp that killed her. And I put a W because I was like, that has to be wasp. I'll just put an arrow to the W and put LOL. And then maybe come back and write a note like, what is asp? What's a freaking asp? I know somebody is listening, shouting at me that there is something. Let me open up a web page, you guys. ASP. It's a snake. Okay, that would make way more sense. That would make way more sense than being killed by a wasp. I was like, how big was that wasp? What happened? Did she have a you know, like a reaction to it? Like, not funny, but funny. So asp, angelicized form of aspis, name used in classical antiquity for a venomous snake, probably the Egyptian cobra. Okay. Naha Haji. It was a symbol of royalty in Egypt. Ew, and it's scary as fuck. It's so scary looking. It was a symbol of royalty in Egypt, and its bite was used for the execution of favored criminals in Greco-Roman times. Cleopatra is said to have killed herself with an asp. And then it says also see viper. All right. So that was, so I'm glad this is getting cleared up. Oh my gosh. 2 amazing things found me. One, Buddha has snails on his head. And there is such a thing as an asp. And I can quit saying that they made a typo in that book and forgot the W, because that's just what they call the snakes, the asps, I guess. But it was like a viper. Or an Egyptian cobra. Well, I am closing this webpage because I don't want to open it later and see it again ever. All right. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go back in this book here, and by the LOL that I wrote. Right. It's a fucking snake, Sadie. LOL. It's a snake, like a viper. All right, I better keep this book open because this ink smears. It's smearing all over the place. All right, well, we learned something new. Good, let's throw things around. Let's get back to the fairies. Okay, going back to where I said, for lavender was said to be the dwelling place of the asp, ASP. It's not a hornet, it's a viper. Hence the need for caution when approaching this sweet, fragranced plant. So, after hearing all that, you can see why the Victorians depicted lavender as distrust. So, if we're using this deck in an oracle reading, we're asking about a message about somebody, this card suggests that you need to acknowledge your feelings of doubt about a person or a current topic of conversation. Wow. You may be being told only partial truths or restricted in the information given in order to be deliberately given an unbalanced view. So, like, you know, we're talking about politics just a second ago with the tough love lavender from the herbiary. And would you say this describes politics? You are only being told partial truths. You are being restricted in the information given in order to deliberately give an unbalanced view. Yeah, like that's the worst thing about these political campaigns is how they try to manipulate people, and they say one thing, but are they, it's like you might as well just file it under bullshit, 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 bullshit. If there's a folder labeled that, put politics in it. So Lavender says you are asked at this time to use your gut instincts to pick up on signals and acknowledge and value your own suspicions to view the whole picture. Don't make any assumptions, but rather trust your instincts and ability to obtain all the information that is needed to make sense of this situation or person in order to come to a satisfactory or harmonious conclusion. So this little fairy does put a whole different twist on Lavender, doesn't she? Yeah, absolutely. But Lavender's probably going to soothe that rather quickly with our next cards, because it's like, okay, go ahead and use your intuition. Definitely be guided. Know what your gut is saying. Know that, people might not be genuine, or, watch out for the asp. Watch out for the asps in your life. But also, you have to also know that all those bullshit topics, politics, separation, division, they can really become, what you don't want in your life, because they are essentially illusions, right? So it's like, what is true in this world? Love, peace, joy. That's the real stuff. That's the real stuff that you want to be investing in. That's the real things that you can genuinely hold in your body. Yes, you can hold agitation and depression and discord and anger and jealousy and resentment and politics in your body, but that will be poison in your body. And so you don't want to do that. So you have to know, this poison, this stuff ain't real for me. This is not my truth. These are illusions that I release. I let go of my illusions. And that's what our next card wants to talk about, the Lavender card from Botanic Whispers. It has the porcupine lavender lady that I told you about, and she has a message of serenity, femininity, and calm. But she wants to address the topics of agitation, depression, and discord. And her affirmation says, in stillness, I can hear my higher self telling me that stress is an illusion that I can let go of whenever I choose. So these things that we think we have to tolerate, we do not. We do not have to tolerate stress in our life. We can let that illusion go whenever we choose. So it's like, are you ready to feel more peace, more serenity, more joy, more happiness, more love? Are you ready to let go of your illusions that you think either you have to tolerate and hold on to, or yes, it's in your face. You live a busy life. You watch the news. I don't know why you're still doing that, but whatever. And it's like, it's up to you how much you let in at this point, if at all any. You're allowed to not let any of it in. You are allowed to release these illusions. You're allowed to release stress. You're allowed to release resentment. These agitations you can let go of whenever you choose. So make note of it. If you have them, it's because you're still holding on to them. If you still have discord in your life, I'm not talking about the computer app, because I send my son messages through Discord, and I'm always like, this is ridiculous. I hate this word. But it's funny. Anyways, you can let that go. Depression, you can start to let that go. It might not be overnight, but you welcome in more happiness, give a place to live inside of you. And more and more and more, you will release depression. You will release your agitation. But you have to know that you're choosing to hold on to it. And once you realize that you've been holding on to it, this is the tough love of lavender. Once you realize this, you are the creator, you are the chooser, then you can choose to let go of the negatives. You can choose to not agitate. You can choose differently. You can choose calmness. You can choose to cool down the situation. You can choose to release. You can choose to love. You can choose to joy. All right, 2 cards left. Can you believe it? Lavender is a beautiful doozy. Absolutely, because she just is. And yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm more than happy to give her the mic, more than happy to give her center stage. And that's the next card. It is the Oracle of the Essences. I love the character on this card because it's definitely the creator of this Oracle deck, Monica, the Enchantress. Her website, where is it? It's on the box somewhere. But anyways, it's her. It's absolutely her, Monica, the Enchantress. theenchantress.com.au, and she's down in Australia. But yeah, that's you on that card. She has a message with this lavender card of expression and release. So yeah, you're not just going to take a nap with lavender. You might want to get up and dance. Lewis Carroll said, "In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take." So lavender really does want you to live your life. Like, yeah, calm down, restore, feel peace, sleep, breathe. But yeah, then spin in the lavender field of peace. Dance with your joyous vibes. Express yourself. Express your femininity. Express your calmness in a way, a creative way, after you release. So lavender is sweet and calm and gentle. It's one of the safest essences, good for babies, adults, and the elderly. Definitely dilute. Lavender supports the nervous system by releasing unnecessary tension and stress. So yeah, that said that with the flower essence, and now, even just being around lavender oil, you're like, why does this feel so good? Well, it's supporting your nervous system, releasing tension, stress. Yeah, that's unnecessary. It encourages open and honest conversation with the self and others. When the lavender personality is positive, it will be calm, relaxed, and easygoing. It will also inspire, nurturing, and an honest expression of the heart. A what you see is what you get approach. So yeah, just to pull in the Arcturians again, that's what they were saying this week too. The person sitting next to you or across from you, tell them how you're feeling. Start talking about your feelings more. Start being honest how you feel. Like if somebody says, "How's it going?" You don't just have to be like, "Oh, or same old, or "Oh, everything's going great." All right, why don't you actually just say how you're feeling? Or, don't hold back. Like maybe you're like, "I am so in love with life today. I feel so good." How about that be your response? That would be cool, especially if it was true. This essence is connected with the throat and the third eye chakra, assuming that what is in your mind needs to be put into words and to be able to materialize. Very good. Yeah, this is such an awesome picture. She's got her hands like above her head, kind of crisscrossed, but it looks like She's maybe swaying in the wind like the lavender wands growing in the field behind her, and the sun is shining. You might love or hate lavender, and that will depend on the relationship with the pathways of your brain that the pathways of your brain have created with this particular scent. Yeah, I know for a fact that my friend's husband that she lives down the road, he hates lavender. And like I said, I always used to wear it as a deodorant. And like literally, if I had stopped in even for like 10 minutes, I guess he would come home and be like, was Sadie here? Like, he may have also just hated me too. So like, I'm wondering if like I ruined his relationship with lavender, or did he just really not like that smell? But anyways, this card represents a beautiful purple goddess expressing herself and dancing with open arms. She is confident, but nurturing at the same time. She knows what she wants. So that's what you need to do too. Know what you want to manifest. Know what kind of world you would like to live in. And then go get it. If you want something, go get it. If you want to feel something, then go get it inside of you. Go feel it. If you want to be a certain way, then be it. Yeah, if you want to feel it, feel it. It's beautiful. This card says, I may have showed up in your life because you might need to express your true feelings. You might need help expressing your true feelings. And you will benefit from aligning your heart and your mind in order to move forward. So yeah, we don't want to just be all up in our headspace. We want to empty that out, activate our heart chakra, get in touch with the way we're feeling, breathe in more peace, release the illusions of stress, and move forward. Talk about your projects and your heartfelt wishes. There might be someone out there eager to listen. So yeah, start talking about the things that you're really in love with and you're doing in your projects and what you'd like to manifest in your life and your heartfelt wishes. And you know, if this is your intentions and you still find yourself in a conversation where somebody's talking shit about somebody and it's just, don't inflame it, cool it, and bring clarity and peace to it by saying, oh yeah, I heard that about her. I wish her well. I really hope that she can start to feel better and be well. And I really hope that, you know, that I really want that for everybody, of course, right, Susan? And Susan will think, oh yeah, I guess I am being kind of a bitch. And you can kind of redirect that conversation like, yeah, my heartfelt intentions for everybody is to feel peace. I mean, not even Susan's going to argue with that. So the affirmation is, I am at peace with the world and myself. So we need to be at peace within ourselves and then with the world, right? And then we want to wish that for every single human being in the world, for them to be at peace with themselves, because if they are loving themselves and feeling peace within themselves, and they're not falling for these illusions, then they're going to be in love with the world more. It's really not going to be hard to do, but everybody needs to kind of wake up and see how we're constantly provoked and prodded to be agitated, you know, and we're just not going to allow it anymore. The people who are waking up is just like, I'm sorry, I just cannot play this game anymore. And just, you know what, I will decide how I want to feel today. I'm not going to rely on the media to tell me how I'm feeling today. everything was fine until you came along. So, you know, it's like you're just gonna hide behind that beautiful smelling asp free, no asps, hedge of lavender. So we're not really hiding, we're just maintaining our space. We're maintaining our lavender space. But if we do need to hide out, let's sleep. All right, so I'm jotting. We have one card to go, guys. Our last card is Witch's Kitchen Sleep, but I am jotting down our affirmations, and I'm liking how they're coming. The first one's I am peace. Not I am at peace or I am in peace. No, I am peace. Okay, that's who I am. I am peace. I give joy a place to live inside of me. I feel like that was such a big message with lavender, right? Kicking out the old tenants who really weren't even paying their rent, who were trashing the place, who were stinking up the joint, kicking out those old tenants of, you know, agitation and discord and hatred. And think about who's living inside of you. If you start to think of your feelings and emotions as tenants, who's residing in you? Let's kick out the garbage, kick out the illusions, and give joy, love, peace, laughter. Give laughter a place to live inside of you. Give love, give peace. So I give joy a place to live inside of me. The next one will be I let go of my illusions. So when you say that affirmation this week, really give yourself that tough love and be like, all right, I know I've been holding on to this anger. This anger is an illusion. It's not who I truly am. I am peace. I am love. I am light. I am a source energy being. So it is an illusion, a disservice, a lie to myself if I think that I am angry, right? Right, and that's what it's saying. Like, it's like if you give yourself a title like of a political party, that's an egoic association and illusion, and that's not who you truly are. That's not who you are. Okay, who you really are is underneath. All right, speaking of illusions and putting lavender into action. Did I cool that situation or inflame it? Well, hopefully I cooled it down. I was just getting interrupted by my ex-husband who was dropping off my daughter's iPad. And, you know, it's funny, and those are big old quotes around funny. I always text him, like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And, like, I don't know. Like, I always try to let them know, like, when I'm going to pick the girls up. Like, I don't just show the fuck up. But he does. And so I literally had to be, like, standing there, like, being, like, lavender, 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 and not inflame that situation, even though I was like, oh, hey, I like your new skinny pants. He must have an incredible budget for his wardrobe this year. Yeah, because every time I see him, he's decked out. So anyways, I am at peace with my world and myself. So as we were talking about, like, hey, this crap that I hold inside of me, it's my choice if I want to be agitated with him. If I am annoyed with him, it is in my choosing that I'm holding on to that. Why? Because it is my world. This is my reality. This is my experience. So I am at peace with my world and myself. So I have to know that if I'm holding on to illusions and negativity, that is my choice. So I am at peace with my world and myself. And then the other one that I have is I express my happiness, right? That's what we were talking about, the affirmations, right? I express my happiness. I want to release the crummies and express the yummies. I want to really shine my light. I want to be at peace. I want everyone to get the best version of me. So anyways, I still have room on the page for one more affirmation. If we think of anything else, we will end finally. Thanks for hanging out with me. we will end finally with the lavender card from Witch's Kitchen with a message of sleep. Like, this podcast is taken all morning with interruptions and breaks and throat clearing, and it's okay though. That's, I think, the pace that lavender wants us to take. It's saying, listen, you can't be fucking flying. Oh, I need to wrap it up. I'm just going to F word every other word at this point. You can't be flying along at such a crazy pace. I mean, unless you're loving it, but most people are not. You know, and I found that yesterday. So I feel like I've been driving around all the places for days now. And I was on Interstate 80 yesterday, and it was so busy. Like, truckers, Sunday's a big day for them wherever they're going. They're all headed to the East Coast or something, man. And so there was a couple of times on the highway that I had to drive way faster than I normally would have. Like, if it's just me, like, I'm probably not gonna go 85. But if I need to get that fuck out of the way of a massive truck that's barreling along, I now have the vehicle to do that. Like, I can zoom. But it's like, most people don't really want to be stressed out and going too fast and getting out of their comfort zone. They'd much rather go at a peaceful pace, and go to a peaceful place. So anyways, yeah, I wouldn't want to have to be driving like that all the time. I mean, I can see why people are just agitated, and I get it. But anyways, I also get that everybody gets to choose what they're holding on to, what they're investing in, what they're housing, and what they're releasing. So I really feel like it's time for everyone to be empowered and reminded to do just that. So send a friend over to this very long lavender podcast. If nothing else, this podcast with our Herb of the Week, lavender, might actually put you to sleep. Worries or stress won't help you sleep, but a pinch of me will take you deep. Inhale my scent before you go to bed, then awake refreshed with a clear head. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. So lavender wraps up our sweet little podcast with some guidance today. As a responsible magical practitioner, it's better to light candles instead of burning them at both ends. Late nights, parties, and work and home commitments have taken their toll on you, and the luggage under your eyes is proof of sleepless nights. So, if you're relating, do yourself a favor and get an early night. My scent is blessed with the properties to relieve you of insomnia and to induce deep sleep. Even though sleep is important for your well-being on all levels, you may need to call on me to lend you a helping hand in other ways. I have a soothing reputation as a natural aid to help you relax, unwind, and let go of stress. Place me under a pillow or dab a few drops of essential oil onto your temples before bed, and you will nod off in no time. Groggy mornings will soon be a thing of the past as you awaken refreshed and vigorous. Sweet dreams. So let me grab a box here of, I just got another one from Yogi Teas, and actually their bedtime and their honey lavender stress relief are two really good teas to drink at night. But yeah, they have lavender flower. I didn't really need to grab the box, but this honey lavender stress relief by Yogi, I love. As I shake the unopened box, I just got this Saturday. I love this tea. It has passion flower. Oh, it has all these kinds that are so good. Is it rooibos or rooibos? Anyways, I don't care. I love it. It has chamomile, lemon balm, lemongrass, spearmint, peppermint, lavender, sage, stevia, and yeah, a good old kick of passion flower. And then it's got some lemon myrtle flavor, vanilla flavor, honey flavor, lavender flavor. It's damn good. Honey lavender stress relief by Yogi. So yum. So yum. And yeah, so maybe tonight put a little lavender on, maybe do that foot bath. Do you have time to stitch up a sleep pillow? I don't have any dried lavender flowers. I could have and should have got some at my friend Stacy's house, because they were there and she probably wouldn't have cared if I would have butchered them and taken them all. Whoops, didn't do it. So now I'll probably have to order some if I want some. But yeah, get some lavender in ya. You don't need a whole lot, because it didn't really say this today, but I always kind of thought, like, if you overdo it, it might actually like make you, like it might have a reverse effect. So I would say a little bit goes a long way. Do your own research. That's also another good thing for me to say. And lavender, or lavandula, grows worldwide and is harvested mainly to produce essential oil. Lavender aids relaxation, has antiseptic and anti-inflammatory properties. So as we cool down our emotions, lavender also helps us cool down the body as far as inflammation. So it relaxes, cools down inflammation, and like I said, put some lavender on it. It's a great antiseptic. I don't care if it's a zit or a bug bite or whatever, put some lavender on it. And it can be also used as a natural mosquito repellent. And it was introduced to England in the 1600s and was used for making jams and tea. So very interesting history of this plant. I think the most interesting part for me was the whole snake bit, of course. But yeah, if you don't want to use essential oils, some people don't want to, that's too strong. Some herbalists just cannot line up with the fact of growing massive amounts of this plant just for essential oils. I get that, but I also get that I freaking love essential oils. Like, come on, y'all. There aren't that many things that I love in this world, my world, and so I just, I love essential oils. But you can make a lavender pouch or a sleeping pillow or a sachet or anything like that. And yeah, you could do lavender dried buds. You could also put a couple drops of essential oil in it to make it stronger. And that would help you combat insomnia, aiding sleep, getting into that deep state of relaxation. Or, to maybe just put a couple drops in your diffuser, or put some on your nightstand. But yeah, definitely bring in a little bit of lavender into your sacred sleeping space and see how it does for you. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our calming herb of the week, lavender. And I dedicate them all to you, my lovelies. I am peace. I give joy a place to live inside of me. I let go of my illusions. I am at peace with my world and myself. I express my happiness. I rest, rejuvenate, and reside in serenity. I am peace. I give joy a place to live inside of me. I let go of my illusions. I am at peace with my world and myself. I express my happiness. I rest, rejuvenate, and reside in serenity. And so it is. right, you guys, there we did it. We came to the end finally of our 14-hour-long podcast of Lavender. I know it took some time, but you know what? What is time but an opportunity for us to remember who we are and remember who we want to be. And someday we won't need it because we'll have learned everything we need to. So anyways, you guys, I love you dearly. I truly do. And I'm happy to be hanging out with Lavender with you. So in peace and calmness and tranquility and love and rest and restoration. And I mean, what can I say but sweet dreams. It's time to rest. Well, actually, it's probably time for me to do the damn dishes. But inside of our hearts and our bodies and our minds, it's time to rest. It's time to rest in the peaceful vibes of serenity.